Now, if you join me in starting our official meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Board of Clermont County Commissioners meeting for February the 26th, 2020. We are called to order, and we will move to item B, approval of the regular session minutes of 2/24/2020. Board, I know you've had these minutes, had an opportunity to review them, ask for any clarifications or changes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I move that we approve the minutes of 2/24.
I'll second the motion, but ask that the motion include as corrected.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. C, we have a proclamation this morning for the designation of Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month here in Clermont County. I understand that Ellen Thompson, Dan Otkey, Darren Long, and Angie Stratton and Lisa Davis are here today. Is that correct? If you'd come up and join us at the podium, we'd be honored to present it. How are you all this morning? Good. Proclamation for Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, March 2020. Whereas the Clermont County community is involved in advocating for programs that promote positive system changes and that allow persons with developmental disabilities to achieve optimum independence and to promote innovative programs and practices that improve the quality of life for these individuals. And whereas the most effective way to increase the awareness is through everyone's active participation in community activities and the openness to learn and acknowledge each other's contributions. Whereas we encourage all citizens to support opportunities for people with disabilities that includes full access to education, housing, employment, and recreational activities. Whereas the United States no longer underestimates the abilities of Americans with disabilities due to the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act in 1990. And whereas the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities is proud to work with partner agencies to celebrate the success of children and adults in our community who have developmental disabilities. Now therefore, let it be proclaimed that we, the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2020 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Clermont County, Ohio, and offer full support to the efforts that assist people with the developmental disabilities to make choices that enable them to live successful lives and realize their full potential. And it's signed by David Painter, President, Edwin H. Humphrey, Vice President, and Claire B. Corcoran, Member of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners. On behalf of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, please accept this proclamation, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. The podium is yours.
Hi, my name is Ellen Thompson. I am part of the self-advocacy program. I am the host of the movie theme dance. Everyone gets to dress up as their favorite movie. I received the self-advocacy award this year. I am really happy. I would like to thank Angie, Lisa, Darren, my family, and all who participate in the self-advocacy program along with me. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Round of applause for you.
And if you would honor us with a picture right here in front of the
Okay.
podium.
Everybody.
I got it. I love the ponytail.
I do. Yeah.
Item D, we've reached the public participation section of the agenda. During this time, the board does not answer questions or engage in debate. The commissioners are not expected to comment on matters brought to the board during this time. Each speaker shall only speak once and be recognized by the board president before speaking. In accordance with the rules, participants' comments are limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board? Absolutely. If you would please walk to the podium and state your name and your address.
My name is Kelly Clark. I live at 3129 State Route 222. I'm in Tate Township, Bethel, Ohio. I have lived in Hamilton County my entire adult life, so I'm very familiar with the candidates that run and the issues that are important to me. But I moved to Clermont County the middle of September, and I know nothing about any of the candidates, what their platforms are, or anything about Clermont County. As far as being a citizen and someone that actually lives in the community, I plan on being here for the rest of my adult life, and I want to be as involved as I can be as my schedule allows and the issues that are important to me. So I was invited to attend here today and just kind of see what you're all about. I really appreciate that you started off with prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Very important to me. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome to Clermont County. Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll close public participation. And we'll move to E, consent agenda. Board of consent agenda has been prepared for you. I know you've had it since Friday, had the opportunity to review the contents and ask for any clarifications or changes. Are there any items that you'd like to remove from the consent agenda for further consideration and conversation by the board?
None. I'm just concerned, I'm confused that we only have one item on the consent agenda. We could have handled it in the regular session if we chose to.
Understood.
We could have, and you had a meeting on Monday where you had a number of consent items, and it could have been included there also.
Yep.
Okay. Do I-
But we have it, and here we are.
Do I have a motion to consider the consent agenda as prepared?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
It's been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Judy.
Mrs. Corcoran.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes. We will move on to F, the non-consent agenda, which starts on page 2, with item number 2. It's a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 032-20, resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,331,099.60, as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated February 26, 2020, BCC directed prepaid invoice report, and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on February 24, 2020, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for the same pursuant to 319.16, the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran.
Yes.
Mr. Painter.
Yes. Item 3.
Gary.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item 3 is a recommendation of myself, Gary Bryant, Director of Court Services, Clermont County Juvenile Court, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute Amendment Number 13 to the multi-county contract by and amongst the respective boards of county commissioners of Brown and Clermont counties and the juvenile divisions of the Court of Common Pleas of the participating counties, the respective judges previously ratified by the Board of Clermont County Commissioners on December 13th, 2001, and subsequently amended on December 19, 2007, and all those other years through February 25th of 2019, relative to the operation and management of the Clermont Multi-County Juvenile Detention Center which represents the allotment of 2 beds at the per diem cost of $95 per bed, and any admissions of juvenile offenders in excess of the guaranteed 2 beds based on availability at a rate of 101 per diem per bed, effective March 1st of 2020 through February 28th, 2021, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, with all other terms and conditions of the original contract and amendments thereto to remain in full force and effect.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 3. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
It's been moved and received a second. Any further conversations or discussions for Gary? Roll call, Judy.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes. Item 4.
Recommendation of myself, Gary Bryant, Director of Court Services, Clermont County Juvenile Court, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to approve the request to advertise for competitive seal proposals for a security system upgrade for the juvenile detention facility, pursuant to the specifications therefore, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation for 3 consecutive weeks commencing on Thursday, March 5th, 2020, scheduling a pre-proposal meeting on Monday, March 16th, 2020 at 1 p.m. local time in the Clermont County Juvenile Detention Facility located at 2340 Clermont Center Drive, Batavia, Ohio 45103, with said proposals to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, March 26, 2020, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners at 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio 45103, where they will be publicly opened and acknowledged thereafter pursuant to and in compliance with Section 307-862 of the Ohio Revised Code. This notice will also be posted on the Clermont County's website at the following URL link, which is www.clermontcountyohio.gov. This RFP is to replace our security system in our detention center that's been there since 2004 and includes 101 door locks, 56 cameras, and 125 intercoms.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 4 and the description that Gary's provided. Are there any further conversation or clarification needed? And I read the white paper on that particular instance, and I understand not only has it been there since 2004, it was a proprietary system, and the proprietary subcontractor is no longer available to actually maintain this system.
That's correct.
So your proposal is going to be to use common parts that will allow maintenance and upgrades without having to deal with it as a proprietary system. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct. The application that we did, we requested state funding to pay for a portion of this as well. Over an 8-year period, we'd paid $142,000 to maintain that system. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And the actual contribution that's coming from the funding?
60%.
Is 60%.
Up to $240,000.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Good.
Roll call, Judy.
We need a
I don't
motion.
think I have. a
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry.
I make a motion, we approve item number 4.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran.
Yes.
Mr. Painter.
Yes. Item number 5. Thanks, Gary.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item 5 is a recommendation of myself, Sandy DeHaat, Human Resource Administrator, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to amend Appendix 4.09 of the Clermont County Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual with respect to the county's classification plan. That amendment is to change the classification number of Director of Office of Management and Budget from class number 89290 to 89295. And to add 1 full-time classified position of Assistant Director, Office of Management and Budget, classification number 89294, pay range D, as outlined in Exhibit A, attached thereto and made a part thereof, effective upon approval, and further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and dependencies accordingly.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 5. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Any conversation, clarification needed? Roll call, Judy.
Mrs. Corcoran.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes. Item 6.
Item 6 is a recommendation of Mary Raines, Director, Office of Management and Budget, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to adopt a revised table of organization for the Office of Management and Budget to add the position of 1 full-time assistant director, classification number 89294, pay range D, as outlined in Exhibit A, attached thereto and made a part thereof, effective upon approval, and further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and appendices accordingly.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 6. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Any conversation or clarification needed? Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 7.
Morning, Mary Raines from the Office Management and Budget. Item 7 is a recommendation of Linda Fraley with my concurrence to establish the CDBG Entitlement Program Income Fund as a special revenue fund under the Code of Federal Regulations 24 CFR Section 570.504 and in compliance with Section 570509F of the Ohio Revised Code, with the assigned fund number 2625 by the county auditor to account for program income and expenses related to the Community Development Block Grant Program. And this money is from the repayment of liens from essentially the septic program where people have to pay the money back. And also there'll be some neighborhood stabilization program funds that can go back into that.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 7. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Judy.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. Thanks,
Yep.
Mary. You bet. That concluded the regular agenda. Tom G., are there any additions to the agenda?
We have 3 additions for the board to consider. First is a grant of sewer easement with right of re-entry for the Branch Hill Guinea Road Sewer Project. And the second is a request for bid for the Branch Hill Guinea Road Sewer Project. And third, in the Board of County Commissioners, we have a personnel action.
Board, you've heard the recommendation to add 3 items to the agenda. Do I have a motion to add those items?
So moved.
A second.
Been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. Tom, if you do the honors.
Yeah, we have a personnel action in the Board of County Commissioners. It's Greg Bickford. Job title is Assistant County Administrator, new hire to a vacant position, and this is effective 3/9 of 2020.
Board, you,
What's that?
Yay.
Yay already.
I'm just thrilled.
Board,
Sorry.
you've heard the reading of the add-on for a personnel action for Mr. Greg Bickford for Assistant County Administrator. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion. I'm as thrilled as you are, Ed.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Judy.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes, welcome, Mr. Bickford, to Clermont County. Next.
Wow.
Lyle Bloom, Director with the Water Resource Department, and the next item is a recommendation to accept a grant of sewer easement with rights of reentry for repair and replacement that will be granted and conveyed to the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, for utility purposes of constructing, operating, maintaining, repairing, replacing, and/or removing or reinstalling sewer utility lines, pumping equipment, and manholes, and all incidental fixtures required for the transportation of sewage in, on, under, and across the property of the grantor. And this is for project number 6402-60173 relative to the Branch Hill Guinea Road Sewer Petition Project located in Miami Township. But the grantor is Ohio Valley Voices Incorporated for their property at 6642 Branch Hill Guinea Road.
Board, you've heard the reading of the added-on motion. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
A second.
It's been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. And then next.
Next item is a recommendation to approve the request to advertise for bids for the Branch Hill Guinea Road Sewer Petition Project in Miami Township pursuant to the plans and specifications, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on March 5th, 2020, schedule a non-mandatory pre-bid meeting on Thursday, March 19th, 2020 at 10 a.m., with bids to be received until 2 o'clock p.m. local time on Thursday, March 26, 2020, here in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, where it will be publicly opened and read aloud shortly thereafter, and this notice will also be posted on the county's website. Board, you've heard the reading of the motion to advertise for bids for project 6402-60173 relative to the Branch Hill Guinea Road Sewer Petition Project. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion?
Second?
It's been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Judy.
Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, all.
Thanks.
Any other additions, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Then we will go to item H. Item H, I'm requesting an executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G1 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to first consider the employment, promotion, or compensation of one or more public employees, and second, to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation respectively. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes, we will move to executive session. We will return and we will conduct further business. Thank you. We are back from executive session. There were no decisions made, and we are back in regular session. And so I'll go to item I, county elected official discussions. Any county elected officials here today that would like to have a discussion with the board? Seeing none, I will close that part, and I'll ask for, Tom, do we have any additions to the agenda?
We do have one for the board's consideration, which is a table of organization revision for the Information Systems Department.
Okay, just that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, board, you've heard the request for an addition to the agenda. Do I have a motion to amend the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
It's been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. Brandon?
Morning.
Morning.
Brandon Hepner, Information Systems Director. It's my recommendation with concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to adopt a revised table of organization for ISD as outlined in the table below in Exhibit A, attached thereto and made part thereof, and to reallocate the Systems Analyst Supervisor personnel under the supervisory oversight of the Director effective 5/1, and further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and appendages accordingly. We are going to add 2 Systems Analyst 1s. We are going to change an administrative support technician from part-time to full-time. We're going to reclassify a Systems Analyst 2 to a Systems Analyst 3. And then we are going to be abolishing 2 positions, which would be the Systems Coordinator, which is a part-time position, and the Systems Analyst Supervisor.
Okay. You've heard the reading of the add-on. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Any further conversation or clarification? Roll call, Judy.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon. Any other add-ons, Tom?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to move to J real quick for member comments. Board, I wanted to discuss with you the next meeting that's coming up. Judy, our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday,
March 4th at 10 a.m.
March 4th. And we have a need to move that. Or you can have it, but
I'll be out of town.
I will. So we could move to the 5th or the 6th. Any recommendation?
I would prefer the 6th, I think, at 10 a.m.
That works for me.
6th at 10 a.m. I am tied up at the Workforce Development Board on Friday.
On Friday,
8:30?
March 6th.
How about later? When would you be available?
2 on Friday. Would that work?
That'd work.
Work.
Is that okay?
Yep.
So we'll go 2 p.m. March the 6th, or is that the 6th? Right.
Yep.
Right.
6th. For our next regular scheduled meeting.
Okay.
Good?
Sir.
Okay?
Is that the?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock p.m.
So I make a motion, we hold our next meeting, move it from March the 4th to March the 6th at 2 p.m.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and it's been seconded to move that meeting. Roll call, Judy?
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
We can show that on our website.
Okay. Any further member comments? Then I would request that we recess this session until 3:20 this afternoon. Do I have a motion to recess until 3:20 p.m.?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy?
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes, we stand in recess until 3:20 p.m. All right, I'd like to call this meeting from recess back into session. And I will be requesting for us to go back into executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation respectively. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and it's received a second. Roll call, Judy?
Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. We will move to executive session. We will return and we will conduct further business. Thank you. We are back from executive session. No decisions were made and no actions were taken. Since we're back in general session, I'll ask one more time before we adjourn the meeting. Board, any member comments about today's meeting? Anything that we need to discuss here?
No.
Then I would ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting today.
I'll make the motion to
Second.
adjourn.
Been moved and received a second. Roll call, Judy?
Mrs. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes. That adjourns our meeting for today, February the 26th, 2020. Thanks for all those who viewed and all those who came today. We will see you at the next meeting, and that will be on
Friday.
at
March
2
6th.
p.m., March 6th. Thank you.